If you're into long-term investing, it's really important to admit when you're wrong, and we were wrong about AMD. This is a stock that we looked at many times, but over the past year, it just wasn't very appetizing. The growth scores that we compute, the safety scores that we compute, they just weren't there. The intrinsic value wasn't there. And yet, over the past year, it has gone up 262%. Now, we have been very bullish about NVIDIA, and we can see that in that time, also in the year, NVIDIA is up 66.45%. So AMD has massively outperformed NVIDIA. However, to balance that out, we were very bullish on MU in March and April of last year. We bought MU heavily. We've been buying it ever since, and we can see that MU in the past year is up 641%. So we were wrong about AMD. AMD massively outperformed NVIDIA. The question is, are they going to continue outperforming NVIDIA, or is NVIDIA the better play? In this video, we're going to take a look at 6 companies in the semiconductor and memory space, compare them, use the Interflame Finance safety metrics, growth metrics, compute their intrinsic values to find where the best buys in the market are. First up, we're going to look at the safety scores. If you are new to this channel, what we do is we score companies from -10 to +10, both on safety and on growth. -10 is the worst company in the world, +10 is the best company in the world. And we're going to start off with safety. First up is MRVL with a score of -0.6. Now 0 is neutral, so this is below neutral. And we see why MRVL has such a low score. Currently, they're trading very rich. Their current PE is 57.4, and historically they traded at 25.7, so more than double their valuation normally. Debt to equity is looking okay at 0.3. Their dividend yield very small at 0.1, so not a lot of safety there, but their beta is huge. It's 2.3. That is astronomical for a company. For example, if the stock market were to go down 10%, MRVL will go down about 23%. Next up is AMD, and it's also trading very rich, almost double its own valuation. So historically, it trades at about an 83. It's currently trading for 143. That's not good. Debt to equity is one of the lowest of all these companies at just a 0.1. Their interest coverage is very nice at about 30. They don't pay a dividend, so there's no years of dividend growth or payout ratio to look at. Their beta is even higher than MRVL's at 2.4, and their return on assets is even lower at 4.6%. The next company is Broadcom, AVGO, the first positive scoring company, also trading rich. On average, it trades about a 58.7, currently trading for an 84. So very rich valuations there, but not double like AMD and MRVL. Their dividend yield is one of the highest of these semiconductor companies and memory companies, dividend yield at 0.6%. They have been growing their dividends for 16 consecutive years. Now, since not all companies have years of dividend growth, we're going to exclude that from the scoring just to keep everything fair. And their beta is a 1.4. So we can see it's above 1, but it's highlighted here. So this is going to be one of the best betas of all these companies. Debt to equity looking okay at 0.8, and the return on assets, 12.1%. Now, NVIDIA is trading undervalued as far as the PE multiple is concerned. So it typically trades at about a 63, currently for about 47. Their overall safety score is a 4.5, and we can see why. Their interest coverage, a stunning 503.4. Their debt to equity, 0.1, tied with AMD. We look at their beta, it is high at 2.2, but not quite the 2.3 and the 2.4 of MRVL and AMD. And their return on assets just blows everybody else out of the water at 59.3%. So next up is Micron, one of our favorites on this channel, MU. So their current safety score is 4.8. Their PE is 35.4. And historically, over the past 5 years, they've traded at about a 44. So they are trading at a discount relative to their historical PE. Their price to sales, one of the best of these companies. Their interest coverage, very nice at 79.7. They're essentially tied with AMD and NVIDIA, debt to equity ratio at 0.1. They do offer a very, very tiny dividend at just 0.1%. Their return on assets, 22.6. And finally, Qualcomm. Now, their PE ratio is very attractive, 22.3. It's the lowest of all 6 of these companies. However, we look at their 5-year average, which is 19.4, and they are even trading a little bit rich for their historical valuations. Price to sales, dirt cheap at 4.8. Their debt to equity is low at 0.6. We like that to be 0.7 or under, so that's good. Interest coverage, nothing too stellar, 16.8. Their dividend yield is the highest of all these companies at 1.8. That's probably why it's getting such a high safety score in our Interflame Finance scoring methodology. Their beta is 1.5, second best of all these companies, and their return on assets pretty good at 14.3%. Now, you typically don't get into these companies for their safety. You typically get into these companies for their growth potential. So the first company up here is AMD. They have the lowest growth score. Again, these go from -10 to +10. So AMD is the lowest, but it's positive at 3.4. And we see that the numbers that really stand out for AMD are their revenue growth and their EPS growth. These are expected revenue and EPS growth rates every year for the next 5 years. So 32% for top line, 59% for bottom line, looking really good for AMD. Their PEG is below 1, so that's Very nice to see. Forward PE coming in at 39. That's good. And if we look at their 5-year forward PE, a 14.0. So what that means is you can get AMD today at today's prices based on projected growth for 14.0 5 years forward PE. Qualcomm coming in next with a 3.9 growth score. Their PEG ratio is quite high. We like that to be under 2 for sure. That's not just under 2, that's over 4. It's a 4.7. Forward PE at 20.0. Their 5-year forward PE at a 11.5. So a little bit of a signal there. And the real reason for that is that their growth is a little lackluster. Right off the bat, their revenue growth is actually falling. They're going to lose about 3.5% revenue growth every year for the next 5 years projected. And it's projected that they're going to increase their bottom line 14% every year for the next 5 years. So a little bit of a mixed bag there. Not much growth there, but in terms of their valuation, looking pretty attractive. Free cash flow yield at 5.4%. We like that to be 7% or higher, but for these high growth companies, probably not going to get that, which is why a 5.4 is highlighted here, one of the best of all these companies. Now, MRVL has a PEG under 2, which is nice, but we like that to be under 1. Forward PE not looking too fantastic at 37.1, and their 5-year forward PE at 17.2. When you compare that to AMD and Qualcomm, not looking too fantastic. They do have very nice profit margins at 33%. They are expected to grow their top line about 13.6% and their bottom line about 27%. So growth looking pretty decent for MRVL. Now, Broadcom has some top-line growth higher than even AMD's, expected to be 33.5% every year for the next 5 years, and their EPS growth is nothing to sneeze at either, about 45% expected. Their PEG ratio is very low at 0.7, and we can see that's not even highlighted, so 0.7 isn't even the best PEG ratio of all these 6 companies. Their forward PE is an okay 26.4, but their 5-year forward PE coming down at 13.1. And we note that their profit margins are very healthy at 36.6%, also not highlighted, so the next 2 companies will be even better than that. And their return on equity and invested capital, also very nice numbers. Now, based on these numbers, you can see why we are very bullish still for NVIDIA. PEG ratio at a 0.7, that's one of the lowest of all these companies. Their return on equity, a 102%. A return on invested capital, 99%. Extremely healthy profit margins at 55.6%. Second best free cash flow yield at 1.4%. Their top line expected to grow 21.5%, and their bottom line 30.7% every year for the next 5 years. So from what we see from these numbers, NVIDIA is still trading very cheap, a lot of growth potential, and their 5-year forward PE at 12.1, very low for such a quality company. And finally, MU, it has the highest growth score tied with NVIDIA at 7.9, and we just look across this row and we see almost everything highlighted. The lowest PEG ratio, the lowest forward PE, the second best return on equity, the second best return on invested capital, the second best profit margins of all these companies. We look at their EPS growth, expected to be about 75% every year for the next 5 years. Now, when we do our intrinsic value calculations, we're not going to use anything close to that. All right, we want to be conservative, we want to be cautious, but I mean, just the fact that they're above the 50% mark, fantastic. Up in the 75% is expected, even better. And this is not a typo. Their 5-year forward PE at a 2.1. So you could be getting Micron today based on their expected growth at a single-digit PE ratio in 5 years. So before we continue, just a quick request. If you're getting anything out of this video, please consider liking. That would really help out the channel. And be sure to subscribe so you can keep coming back for more growth metrics, safety metrics, interflame finance, intrinsic values of your favorite companies. Now, we saw the 1-year charts for some of these companies. Let's look at those again, and let's look at analysts' expectations. So first up is Micron MU. They are still a strong buy among the 41 analysts that cover it. The current stock price is about $725. But the mean target for this company is about $584. So there is an expected 19% drop in this company based on analyst expectations. Now, NVIDIA is also a strong buy, but in this case, the mean target price is actually higher than the current price. They're expecting about a 21% increase for NVIDIA over the next year. Now, over the past year, Qualcomm has gone up nicely, about 35%, nothing compared to some of these other companies, but they do come in as a hold, 2.7 on the Yahoo Finance scoring scheme. 31 analysts cover it, and their mean target is actually expecting about a 12.7% drop in the stock price. They're currently trading for about 201, expected to be about 176. Broadcom has had a fantastic year, up about 88% in that time. It is a strong buy overall among analysts on Wall Street, and the mean target price expecting about a 13% increase in the stock price. So currently 425, expected to go up about 480 among Wall Street analysts. Had you invested in MRVL a year ago, you would almost have tripled your money in that time. It's still ranking a strong buy on Yahoo Finance, and the mean target price is 137. It's currently trading for 177. So that would be about a 23% drop in the stock price expected among analysts over the next year. So we want to know, how do these companies stack up against one another? Do we at Interflame Finance still think that AMD is not as attractive as a buy of, let's say, NVIDIA or MU? What we're going to do now is we're going to look at the combined score. And the way that we compute that is we compute their growth score and their safety score, which we've already seen, and we're going to average them. But in this case, we're going to do a weighted average where growth is going to get a 6.5 and safety is going to get a 3.5. So we're emphasizing growth much more than safety because we're looking at growth companies. Now, we do want a little bit of safety baked in, mainly because we want to make sure that these companies don't go bankrupt, that they don't completely fall to zero and crash to zero if there's weakness in the economy, if there's weakness in the market. But we are emphasizing growth for these companies. And what we see right off the bat is AMD has a combined score of 2.0 that is above neutral, but we typically like 5 and higher because we want to pick out the best of the best companies. And this ranks number 6 among these 6 companies. Now we compute 3 different intrinsic values. And by the way, if you want to see how to compute intrinsic values yourselves, check out the description of this video. I show you step-by-step tutorials on how to build out intrinsic value calculators. There's 4 different ones in Google Sheets. So there's the discounted cash flow, the dividend discount model, Graham valuation, and the PE ratios model. So make sure you check those out so you can build out those tools for yourself. They're absolutely essential tools for any investor to have in their toolbox. And we at Interflame Finance think that AMD is trading for about fair value. They are currently trading for 424. We think that they should be trading for about 414. That's a margin of safety of -3%, meaning you are paying a slight premium for AMD. Now, that's the base case. Bull case, trading for about 600 expected. That would be a 29% increase even after all of this growth over the past year, but that is the bull case, and so a lot of things have to go right for AMD for that to happen. MRVL comes in next with a combined score of 2.7, and we see that they are also trading at a premium. The base case, they should be trading for about 140. They're currently trading for 177, so not looking like a bargain right now. You're paying a 26% premium for MRVL, and then even in the bull case, if everything goes right for it, it should be trading for about 185. That would be a 4% increase, not enough to justify a position in MRVL. Now, Qualcomm is the first company that cracks that 5 mark, which is at a 5.2 combined score. And we see that even in the bear case, you are getting a 10% margin of safety for this company. They are trading for 201 currently. We think that they should be trading for 223, even in the bear case. In the base case, we think that Qualcomm is really worth about $300 per share. That would imply a 33% margin of safety for this company. And in the bull case, you're getting about a 50% margin of safety. Should be trading for pretty close to $400 if everything goes right for Qualcomm. Next up is Broadcom, AVGO at a 5.4 combined score. Now, the margins of safety don't look as attractive as they do for Qualcomm, but they're still margins of safety. In the base case, we think that Broadcom should be trading for about 571. That would imply a 26% margin of safety. And in the bull case, about $813 per share. That would imply a 48% margin of safety for this company. Now, NVIDIA is up next. It has a very high score of 6.7 combined. Their margin of safety, just a touch under 20%. They're at 19%. They're currently trading for 225. We think they should be trading for 278. But I wouldn't be surprised if the bull case happens and NVIDIA blasts past that and is trading in the 375 range. And the top of the leaderboard is MU, coming in at a 6.8 overall combined score, and even the bear case has a margin of safety of 31% for this company. We at Interflame Finance think there's still a lot of room for growth for Micron. The base case, $1,447. That would imply a 50% margin of safety for this company. And remember, what a margin of safety represents is really how wrong you can be and still make money on a trade. So obviously, we're still very optimistic about MU. We're still very bullish on it. These numbers are suggesting a possible buy, if nothing else, keeping it on our watch list. And so finally, how might we invest a hypothetical $1,000 into these companies? Obviously, we're not going to pick all of them. We only want the best of the best companies, and we want to make sure we have healthy margins of safety. So we're going to look at companies that have combined scores of 5.0 and a minimum margin of safety of 15%. And the first company that comes up is Qualcomm. They had a combined score of 5.2. Their base margin of safety was 33%. And so if we were to invest a hypothetical $1,000 into this company, we would put about 220 or 22% into Qualcomm. Broadcom would be next with a combined score of 5.4, so a little bit higher of a combined score, but less of a margin of safety at just 26%. And so when you weigh those two things together, we would put a little less into Broadcom. We would put about 17.7% or $177 of our $1,000 into Broadcom. Now, while NVIDIA has a much higher combined score of 6.7, their base margin of safety is considerably lower at 19%. And so of our $1,000, we would consider putting $164 into NVIDIA. And finally, no surprise, MU coming in with a combined score of 6.8. the highest of all four companies and the highest margin of safety of all four companies at 50%, Micron would get the lion's share of our hypothetical $1,000, $440 or 44% into Micron. Now remember, this is just a hypothetical allocation of $1,000 if we had to choose these six companies. We would exclude MRVL and we would exclude AMD. And again, we've been wrong about AMD in the past. It's pumped, it's grown, it's done much better than NVIDIA over the past year, but we're still more bullish on NVIDIA for the long term. And that's what we do at Interflame Finance. We are long-term investors. We don't day trade, we don't swing trade, we're not in and out of positions. We are finding quality companies at cheap valuations and cheap prices with healthy margins of safety that we can invest in for the long term. So hopefully you got something out of this video. If you did, please consider liking it. That would really help out our channel. And please consider subscribing so you can keep coming back for more Interflame Finance growth, safety, and intrinsic value analysis of your favorite stocks in the stock market. Tell your friends, tell your family, and tell your mother-in-law all about the Interflame Finance scoring methodology. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next video.